Hi, everyone, and welcome to Security Speakeasy, where we talk about all things network security. Today, we are talking about how to defeat modern web-based attacks like phishing. My name is Ashraf Aziz, Product Marketing Manager at Alto Networks, and today I'm joined by my colleague and industry expert, Almas Razawa. Almas, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Almas Razawa. I'm a senior TME at Alto Networks, specializing for advanced URL filtering.
Thanks, Almas. So today's topic is all about the evolving landscape of modern web-based threats. Today, we're seeing attackers become more and more sophisticated while using new and never before seen techniques that allow them to successfully breach organizations. In this episode, we'll be covering three key things. We'll be discussing how modern web-based threats are evolving faster than today's security solutions, as well as what types of capabilities does a solution need in order to successfully prevent these threats. And finally, how Palo Alto Networks can help protect its customers with its advanced URL filtering solution. So let's go ahead and dive in. So Almas, to kick things off, can you tell us a little bit about what we are seeing in today's threat landscape and how modern web-based threats are rapidly evolving?
So modern deep web-based attacks are becoming way more sophisticated now and highly evasive in nature. So lately, we're not only seeing the increasing number of known threats, way more than what we have seen in the past, but we also see the huge increase of new and unknown threats are being used to breach the organization. And these threats are very highly evasive in nature, as I said earlier, and unknown to the existing web security solution, which is, of course, making it extremely difficult to be detected and prevented.
And so with this increase of unknown and highly evasive threats, why is it that we are seeing this evolution?
So the reason I would say we're seeing this evolution because the attackers are aware of the techniques existing security solutions are using to detect them. So what they're doing is now they're countering them with a technique of their own. So for example, when attackers knows that most of the security vendors rely on crawlers to classify the malicious website. So what they're doing is now they're using the various evasion techniques like cloaking, one-time link, fingerprinting, capture protection is another one to hide themselves from the security vendors. In fact, based on the latest stats, almost 90% of all modern phishing kits available on the dark web comes with the built-in evasion techniques like that.
So like you said, we're seeing a significant increase in successful web-based attacks. Can you give us some examples of those different types of attacks we are seeing today?
So if you look at the web, we are seeing a tremendous growth in web-based attacks year over year. And that, of course, include all kinds of threats. We're talking about malware, phishing, command and control, data exfiltration. But if you look at the recent news and stats, one of the most common attacks we are seeing lately is the phishing attack. Research has shown that not only 90% of all security incidents involve phishing, but the average cost of phishing attack itself in 2021 is 14.8 million now. And just to set the stage, this number has been more than triple than what we have seen from 2015.
And now you mentioned that phishing attacks continue to be successful, even though they've been around forever. Why is it that organizations to this day are still struggling to prevent these attacks?
I would say the reason most of the organizations are still struggling, and that's the reason we're seeing the breaches everywhere, the security breaches everywhere, is because the most of the security solutions, traditional web security solutions, it's been around for a long time. And if you look at the history of these traditional web security solutions, they all solely rely on URL filtering databases. So these databases are great, correct, for policy enforcement. In fact, that was their original use case. And they also work great to block the malicious website, correct, known malicious website, which are already in the database. But unfortunately, they do nothing against those new, unknown, and invasive threats we're seeing lately. So that's what attackers are doing. What they're doing is they're leveraging these new and unknown malicious URL, which are not part of any database, to launch their malicious attack, as well as those various evasion techniques we just talked about it, to hide themselves from the security vendors. And that is the reason it's so hard to prevent those attacks like phishing.
I see. So it sounds like traditional web security solutions just don't have the proper capabilities to prevent the sophisticated attacks we see today. And adversaries are evolving faster than these solutions can keep up. So what is Palo Alto Networks doing to protect their customers from these types of attacks?
So based on what we have seen and the trend we are seeing now, correct, what we learn is relying only on the database, like the traditional URL filtering database, is just not good enough, correct? To protect the user from these highly evasive threats. And that's the reason we launched our advanced URL filtering solution. Advanced URL filtering is our new innovation for inline solution to fight against these new unknown and invasive threats in real time, correct? So these days we know the real-time detection and prevention is must to have to secure an organization web access. In fact, if you look at the research, that shows that 40% of today's web-based attacks can only be prevented in real time. So with advanced URL filtering, we're analyzing the real customer web content in line with our deep learning capabilities and our real-time analysis. And our solution, the really good part of our solution is natively integrated with our all next generation firewall. So basically what it means is the user can turn on the solution on any next generation firewall, regardless of their form factor, for the consistent user experience.
And now you mentioned this term deep learning. And since I know that this may not be familiar to everyone in the industry, can you explain what deep learning is and how it helps prevent threats in real time?
For sure. So basically, as I said, the advanced URL filtering is analyzing the request in real time with our deep learning models, right? So think of a deep learning as a specific subset of machine learning. So pretty much we're all aware of machine learning models are, but basically it's a specialized subset of machine learning. The idea is well suited to detect and prevent these new unknown and invasive threats. So with these deep learning modules, advanced URL filtering has the analytics capabilities and the power to analyze this large number of real-world threat data inline and enforce the real-time protection against these evasive threats. So the combination of these two, our real-time analysis and our deep learning capabilities, is what makes our advanced URL filtering in the industry only web security solution that can prevent these new and invasive web-based threats in real time. And our solution, basically with our solution, we can allow up to 76% of web-based threats up to 24 hours before any other vendor.
Well, thank you, Almas, for all that. That was a lot of great info. So just to sum up what we've learned in this video today, one, we're seeing web-based attacks like phishing become more common and succeeding at a higher rate simply because attackers are using new and evasive techniques that render today's security solutions ineffective. We've also learned that today's web security solutions lack the necessary capabilities to prevent the modern attacks we see today and are unable to do this in real time. And finally, we learned that with its deep learning capabilities and real-time analysis, advanced URL filtering is the only web security solution that can offer real-time prevention of new and evasive web-based threats. Well, I'd like to thank you, Almas, and the audience at home for joining me in this episode of our Security Speakeasy series. If you liked today's episode, be sure to like and subscribe, and also let us know what you thought about the video in the comments. For more information and resources on our advanced URL filtering solution, please visit paloaltonetworks.com.